Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? See if we warm into the stream this morning and say hello to people who have arrived early, because Steve Park shows up like 5 hours before the stream starts. There you go. Hello. Good morning. Hello, Patrick in Sweden. Hello, Dave. Hello, Matt. You spelled his name wrong. What's up, Trish? What's going on? Hello. What's going on, Jack? And Ian. See? And then, yeah, Steve's here. He's been here for 5 hours. Hello. What's up, Joe? Yes. Hi, gang. Hey, hello, everyone. You're a gang. All of you are a gang. What's up, Jeffrey? Hey, Jeffrey, I saw the package is starting to move. What's up, Craig? I saw the package you're sending me has not moved. The mail system sucks. So I hope everyone's doing well. If anyone wants to join me, message me, and I will send you a link, which we will not share publicly. Here's a new person. How do we know you, Antonio? Explain to me how we know you. What's up, Vincent? Where are you from, Antonio? Coffee. I love it. Yesterday, Jim and I went out, and a really good record store here in LA has moved locations, Deadly Wax. So, a better location, an area I really have not hung out in Granada Hills. I think, is Granada Hills famous for John Elway? Isn't John Elway from there? But there's a downtown area, and they moved locations to there, which is like night and day. So they were in Chatsworth. Chatsworth is famous. If you watch the movie, at least the first one, The Fast and the Furious, I think takes place in Chatsworth, if I'm not wrong. Well, the location they were in, which was conveniently right off the 118 freeway, had become kind of not a good area. I think he said they opened a methadone clinic nearby and a homeless housing. And he said, well, you would know better than me. Yeah, the Spawn Ranch is there too. Here comes the guy who knows a lot.
Hello. Morning.
So I was talking about visiting Deadly Wax's own location, but this is what's funny. So the owner, who's a great guy, and he said the homeless would walk around and they've armed themselves with sticks.
Yeah.
The homeless are arming themselves with sticks, people.
So if you see a guy walking around with a stick.
Well, wait, this is like, so again, Kevin's the guy's name who owns the store, right?
No.
What is it?
Todd.
Kevin and Todd are interchangeable names, right?
Of course.
Todd. He is a very good guy. I'm sorry, Todd. I forgot your name. So, and he runs a nicely curated store. And so getting back to the homeless thing, he said he has a nice little family, a wife and a daughter. And I would say the daughter seems like she's 12 years old. She's been in the store. I think she is. But he said the daughter went out to go get a drink or something. And she goes, I had to come back through the alley because the homeless people were with sticks.
No, she said a man with a stick.
A man with a stick.
There was a man with a stick.
So if you either see a man with a stick, it's either Vinyl Piper or a methadone, rehabbed homeless person in Chatsworth. Getting back to new location is excellent. I think it's because it's in one of these kind of. Here's the one thing LA does not celebrate properly about what's nice about living in LA. The thing about LA is people stay in their own areas. They really don't like to leave. Like I'm in Santa Monica, we don't go away to another area. But a lot of places in LA's have these kind of I wouldn't call them downtown areas, but they're shopping streets and restaurants and shops. And they're really quite nice. I think almost every area has these, but I don't think LA is a city celebrate. Some of these places are their own cities, but I don't think they're celebrated well. So Pasadena has it. Here in Santa Monica, I think we have two. We have Main Street in Montana. Most areas do, and Granada Hills has this area, and he moved.
Very nice.
Very nice, lots of restaurants and shops, and it seems like he's already on one day. I realize he's only been open a couple days, but it's foot traffic. There's lots of foot traffic for him, and it would increase his business. And the store is a little bit, I would say, 15% bigger. Would you say that?
Yeah.
And he has a bigger wall, so he puts up a lot of good walls. And I bought a record off the wall. Here's what I bought. I bought an upgrade copy of this record. Where is it? Where did I do with it? What did I do with it, Jim?
I don't know.
Here.
I give up.
Maybe it's over here somewhere.
Here, I bought this. How about this there?
A mono copy, right?
Early mono. It looks beat to shit, but it plays really nice. I mean, it really plays decent. And it was $29.
Yeah, I say his prices are good. They're okay.
It's a mono. It plays nice, looks bad, plays nice, and I'm happy with it. It's real.
I found an upgrade copy of a hard to find Mal Waldron record, and I felt it was fairly priced. So it's somewhere around here. It's on the turntable. I'm about to listen to it, but yeah, if you're in LA, that's one store to go to. It's not close by a lot of the other record stores, but it's good. Piper went there the other day because I think Piper lives not far away from there.
Yeah, it's perfect.
He got a Cars white label promo of the first album on the wall. So I've got the Mal Waldron, not an easy record to find. And I don't know where I put the cover. It's such a crazy place here with records. So go there.
Very good store.
Yeah. Let's see. Another person. What's up, Brian? Rob, you're wearing your signature tracksuit. I didn't know. Listen, I wear it. This is one of the first mornings that it's not kind of really cold for here. So I didn't feel the need to be warm. I'm warm enough in a t-shirt.
Morning, Eddie. It is freezing out here in the valley, though.
It is? I mean, I'm sure if I went outside, I would need a jacket. But in my apartment, it's not. 40, I didn't make up to chill.
It's 49 degrees in Sun Valley, California right now, which is, you could freeze to death, I believe.
Oh, I have something that's going to make, well, actually, we're 48, which is cold for here. And if it's breezy.
Cold, man. That is cold.
If it's breezy, the wind chill is colder than that. It feels colder. Okay, Jim, I have exciting news for you.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You were not planning on going to this month's Orange County Record Show, right? You're not planning on going.
Correct.
Well, now there's a reason for you to go.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's making an appearance with t-shirts, jackets, and vinyl art and autographs.
Shut up.
Know
who? Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger would not make you run down Orange County. This guy would.
Who? Dweezil. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? How interesting.
The Egyptian Lover. Cool. Can you explain to people who the Egyptian Lover is?
Egyptian Lover is a guy who grew up in Compton in the early 70s, and he had a girlfriend who gave him a craft Kraftwerk cassette. And that Kraftwerk cassette blew his mind, and he is really considered one of the originators of hip hop and rap and everything like that on the West Coast. He was in the 70s. He was doing hip hop and rap because he was so affected by this Kraftwerk stuff, and he's still out there doing it, man. He's recording. He does live shows all over the world. He, I believe, was originally produced by Jim Callan from JDC Records when Jim was working for the studios, and Jim engineered like half of the Parliament Funkadelic records, and he also did Eddie Harrison.
So would that make you go down there to the show?
I mean, Eddie Hazel. Yeah, I'll go to the show for sure.
Bring your Egyptian Lover records.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Maybe you could be Dr. Robert and bring a stack full of Egyptian Lover records and have him autograph them.
Till his wrist crunches.
Yeah, and then he'll cancel the rest of his appearances because he broke his wrist.
Egyptian Lover, man. I'm telling you guys, he's under the radar, but he's really one of the.
Don't sleep on or with the Egyptian Lover, guys.
Right. So I think back in the day, back in the previous administration,
yes,
I believe Stunty wrote an article in Record Collector News about Egyptian Lover. I'll have to go look it up.
He's a fan of Egyptian Lover?
He knows all about him.
Nice.
So, yeah. That's great. Now, I have something interesting. I went to that Discogs.
Oh, yeah. So Discogs did a listening party here in LA last night.
Yeah.
I had zero interest in going, but Jim went because he has interest.
Yeah. And you called it. You called it, Rob.
Why? It was horrible?
It was pretty bad.
So explain to people where you went and who you went to listen to talk.
Okay, so this was a listening party at the
sponsored by Discogs.
Sponsored by Discogs, and it was at the 10th floor of the W Hotel. Gorgeous, beautiful
in West Hollywood.
This room, we had a view of. It's just no, it's not West Hollywood. It's Sunset and Vine. I mean Hollywood and Vine.
Wait. They listed that it was in the description. It was said West Hollywood.
Yeah, but it wasn't. That's how fucked up they are.
This is across the street from Amoeba. No,
Amoeba. Yeah, right across the street from Amoeba.
So how many people? People showed up?
I would say 100, maybe something like that. Less than 100. They had.
Were they all smelly middle-aged men?
None. I was the oldest by double there, and
so
none of these people.
So Discogs got young people to show up to an event.
I think these were all people that work for Discogs or something like that. These were all.
So there was no regular people there. You were the only regular person.
I was a regular person. There was a young guy sitting next to me who was a regular person. I said, "What are you here for?" He goes, "I'm just here for Zappa." I don't even know who the other guy was. Do you remember?
Wait, before this, they promised drinks and food. What did that entail, Jim?
That entailed me whipping out my credit card and paying $22 fucking for a gin and tonic.
So there were no. It wasn't. It was not no food, and you
not hosted, right?
And it wasn't free.
So this isn't the first time that Discogs has lied to us.
I don't know.
That was right down the hill from where I stayed. It's on the other corner of the W, right down there.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. It's me. I think, Billiam. Here's some content for you to make your next video. You hard-on fuckhead. Goodbye. All right, go on, Jim.
So
already location incorrect.
Yeah, location.
No food when they said there would be food, and you had to pay.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I'm looking at the invitation right now, and the invitation says complimentary drinks and food will be provided for attendees.
And you probably went to the wrong bar, or you brought the wrong drink. They probably have a limited.
No,
why are you making excuses for Discogs?
Every single person was paying. Every single person was paying.
It says complimentary. That seems weird.
Yeah, there was no food, zero food.
Now, are you sure you were at the right time? Because sometimes, did you get there late?
No.
Because sometimes I've been to record things in like the first hour.
This wasn't like that at all.
Oh, okay.
So this was just an event where you get there. It opened at 6:30. It started at 7. Dweezil Zappa came in. I love fucking Dweezil. He came in and told his story of there's a phone call to the house and it's Eddie Van Halen. And they go,
wait, now was the other guy sort of moderating the discussion?
No, the other guy was another. So Dweezil talked for an hour about how much records mean to him. He talked about three records in particular.
What were the 3 records?
Eddie Van Halen, one of those records, an AC/DC record, and Apostrophe by his father. They played, maybe a minute from 3 songs. He spoke. I've heard him tell this story 100 times about Eddie Van. His mom picking up the phone. Eddie Van Halen. There was no way to verify it. So 10 minutes later, Eddie Van Halen shows up at their house wearing all the shit. Anyway, but and then it was $25 to park. Thank you very much.
Next time you guys come here,
$50.
Next time you come and stay, I realize now I can start charging you for drinks.
Yeah.
And you're getting a free room, so I can charge you for. Well, Jim didn't stay here last time.
No, this.
All right.
This
so getting back to it, how long was the event?
The event was 2 hours. Dweezil spoke for an hour. The other guy spoke for an hour, and then it was over.
What did the other guy have to say? Who was he?
I got out of there while he was. I don't even know who he was.
Were there a lot of people there?
He said 100 people. Did people trickle out as the event was going on?
Not really. I did. A couple people did. Yeah.
But basically, you spent $50 for nothing.
So Discogs, if you're watching Discogs, you're full of shit.
Well,
you tricked people. Shush! You tricked people into coming down to Hollywood, not West Hollywood, by the way, with promise of drinks and food, and you didn't deliver.
I have a feeling there's more to it than we know, because I can't believe they would have a card and nothing would be free. There must have been some kind of limitation or something.
No. I guarantee you it was a fucked up. Where was the food? There wasn't one person there.
Yeah, that seems odd. I know. I'm agreeing with you. It seems odd that they would promote it like that and have nothing, unless. Did you get there right at the start? Were you there early? What was your time frame?
I got there. I got there. The doors opened at 6:30. I got there at 6:45.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't full yet. Blah blah blah.
Here it is, right here. Here.
Who did they say was?
Discogs list in the initial invite. It doesn't say who's there. You had to click on it to see.
And what does it say about? What does it say about food?
Complimentary drinks and food will be provided for attendees.
Please be prepared to show a copy of this confirmation. Okay.
Did you have to show this, Jim?
I didn't even have. Well, no, I didn't even have to show it. They had my.
Maybe if you showed that, you would have got your drink comped.
No.
Well, then they fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, they fucked. This was their first one, I believe.
Who was there from Discogs? Do you know?
I don't know any of the people. They were just a bunch of, the owner wasn't, the founder wasn't there. There were just
because there's a PR guy that I've spoken to a couple of times.
By the way, the other guy that Jim didn't know was from Death Cab for Cutie in the Postal Service, Ben Gibbard.
So the coolest dude there, attendee, was sitting next to me, and the Death Cab for Cutie guy was waiting in the back while Zappa was talking. And the guy next to me had a backpack. He pulls a Death Cab for Cutie record out and got it autographed by the Death Cab for Cutie
Well,
guy.
if he had pulled a dozen of them out, you would.
It would have hurt him.
It
That
would
was
have been Dr.
That was the only good part of the event. There was at one time Dweezil asked, because Dweezil did remastered Machine Head, Deep Purple. They asked him to do it. So he said the song Smoke on the Water, does anyone know that this song is about my father? And only 2 people there knew that Smoke on the Water was about Zappa's band. So, I don't know.
So everyone was there for the Death Cab for Cutie guy, not Dweezil.
Here's our friend from UK's second album.
Wax never. Hey, let me make you big because I haven't received mine yet. The post office is doing it. So this is Craig. Analog
record,
October.
His second release. I have not listened to it. It arrived last night. Royal Mail from the UK.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Little press kit there.
By the way, I need my flattener back.
Yeah, for your whatever.
500 copies. This is a promo. You have your cover and there's an insert. I haven't even checked this out.
Wait. So wait, Craig was here earlier. The record was not inside the cover.
The record comes in a separate.
Beautiful job. Excellent.
Yes.
The way things should be done.
Exactly. And I mean, I haven't listened. I don't even know this music. So it has the obligatory tape box. And now this is amazing. This is top notch. Now I haven't heard the music. 1979. I don't even know Neil Ardley.
But did you have his first release? The
I don't have.
Pine
I've
record?
never heard this artist in my entire life.
No. So that is his second record.
Yes, I do have the other. Yes, I do.
Courtney Pine record. Yes,
I do have the Courtney Pine record.
Okay.
But
here's what I understand. I guess for licensing reason, you have the only way to get his Courtney Pine record is you have to order it directly from the UK.
Yeah, you can't.
This new one, the Neil, what's his last name? That
Neil
one.
Ardley.
So Craig told me that one will be available here in the States.
Well, see, that's what I don't know if it was on your show, but I think on your show the other day. Your show, God, you have a show. It's amazing.
I am moderately popular.
You have a show. It's just great. I'm proud of you. You're immense.
Yeah. I'm so big. I'm so big that Billiam has to come here for people to know who he is.
Raji,
no one watches his channel, and he's going to use this content.
It literally needs attention.
It arrived last night. I haven't listened to it, so I'm not promoting it yet until I listen to it, Raji. So I will listen to it.
Hold on, Raji. If you're criticizing Mazzy, Craig's a good guy. He started a record label. He's putting out titles that the biggies are not. It's good stuff. Whatever happened.
See. We shall see.
Whatever happened to supporting our fellow people in the BC?
Well, first of all, we'll see. I haven't heard the music, and I will tell you if I like the music and I like everything else. Visually and the way it arrived, it's pristine and perfect. So
hey,
I need time to listen to it. I don't just review shit just because it arrives. I have to listen to the music, right?
It has to pass. It has to pass the Mazzy sniff test.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, Rob, there was a
Surface
witness. There was a witness last night. There was someone who knew you.
Craig's here. Here he is. He's here. I haven't listened to it yet. It arrived last night. Well packed. Actually, the cardboard from the post was ripped, but everything is perfect inside. Because
next time, Craig, pack it in a steel case. Wait.
It's beautiful. I've never heard this artist before. I've never listened to it. I haven't streamed it. This weekend, I'm going to jump in. So it's going to be about a week before I really show anything on my channel because I need to listen to records. Hold on.
Craig, once that record's in my hands, I will put it on the turntable and listen to it. That's where being a moderately popular streamer on the low level.
I said this before. When you guys showed this cover a few months ago, whenever you first showed it, you know what I thought about initially? What album do you think about when you see this cover, Jim? Rob wouldn't know, but you would know.
Yes, I would. Blue Oyster Cult.
No, Wishbone Ash.
Okay, yeah,
I wouldn't know that.
I get it.
Okay, I forgot what the name of the album, but it looks like a Wishbone Ash too.
We go back. So Jim.
No, you should have done a.
Oh yeah, okay. This is going to be.
Should have done a scratch and sniff like the raspberries.
This is another old man reference, but
okay.
There was a guy there at the thing last night.
Yes.
He had a gray beard and gray hair, big guy, and he came up to me and he goes, "Oh, Jim, blah blah blah." And I looked at him and he goes, you were with the Waxed." So he saw you and met me through you somewhere.
Yeah.
And anyway, that was my connection to someone from
all right,
the other world. And he had a $22 drink in his hand too.
So he recognized you, not me.
But he recognized me because he recognized you from before already. So anyway, that was and then that guy blew so much smoke up my ass. He's like, "Oh, your paper's so awesome, and I love what you do." People are looking at me like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
This is when you take out a Sharpie and just grab anything he's holding and autograph it.
Autographing it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Bobby Gass, you're not understanding.
Robert Gass
is a musician. I don't even know if he's still with us. Craig,
this is a 1979 record.
Yeah, like jazz. It's fusion. It's jazz fusion.
It's a visionary fusion of jazz and science. Yeah. Now, okay, I have to warn you, science is no longer legal in America. So this is contraband. Okay. Yeah. Your countryman, your friend, John, issued this. This is the second release he's done, an all analog. So it goes to show that some people. I know yesterday I watched the new pub crawl or the new pub video with Headley and John had two guests on, which is great. They had a foursome, and they kind of got it digging at mastering engineers. Yet they, I guess they talked about Pico, Perco, Pigo.
Right.
What's his name? What's the British cutting mastering guy?
Porky
Pecco. Porky. Okay, Pecco. So, and then I got a little riff there because Paul kind of mocked me for all of a sudden that it's all downhill now because I like Scott Walker. I've liked Scott Walker for a long time. It's not Porky. Thank you.
Stay on track, Mazzy. What are you talking about?
Anyway, I haven't heard this, but one of your countrymen who has a record store. What's the name of his record? Is his record store Analog? What's his record store's name?
I believe that's the name of his store, right, Craig?
Okay. Analog October Records. Where is it? What city is it in?
It's in London, no?
I don't think it's in London,
Craig?
Is it?
Craig, let me know if you want to come up.
Craig, where's your record store?
I'll send you. Hold on.
The bottom left was that was Paul. That was Madam Sin. He knows a ton. Yeah. For some reason, when he talks about it, I always think that Madam Sin's older than me, but he's like 11 years younger than me. So West Sussex. Okay. Chichester. There we go. Chichester.
I sent you a link if you want. It doesn't matter if you want to come up, but you have a chance.
Thank you. But watch John's pub videos. Those are always entertaining videos. This was an extra long one, 90 minutes.
Wow. Did you get through the whole 90 minutes?
Yeah, they each show two records they play in the pub. And John really expanded this time. Even if they're mentioning people, he played their music, which is pretty cool.
I just had to respond to an advertiser and let him know that his rate went up.
Because why did it go up, Jim?
It went up.
Why?
I'll tell you why exactly. It's because I want to give you the wording. It's because due to recent market conditions affecting our paper vendors and our printer, we regretfully need to adjust our prices accordingly.
Is that your way of not being political?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Oh, by the way, after 4 fucking weeks, I got a new guy, came yesterday, less than an hour. He fixed my heat after.
Nice.
And I know it, and it was a stupid thing. And the other guy was going to charge me $1,900, and he kept putting the wrong things in, and he kept not showing up. It ended up costing me $300 out the door.
Wow.
It was basically he needed to bleed it, and reconfigure.
Yeah, but Mazzy, now it's warming up. You don't need your heat anymore. Right?
Well, no, it's 41 degrees this morning.
Okay. So you have your heat on?
But the thing is, I'm on a slab. It's on a slab down there, so it's naturally cold downstairs. So it just takes the edge off, and you can walk in your bare feet or socks if you want. It's great, and it affects upstairs too. So radiant heating's the way to go.
Yes, this old house with Mazzy. Tune in next week.
Right.
Hey, here's one record I picked up. I actually had a pretty nice haul. I found a bunch of upgrade copies, but we went to a store and they had a bunch of Sonny Simmons, and I found this is not an easy record to find. This is a Sonny Simmons on ESP disc. I think it's probably his second record on ESP disc. Not easy to find at all. OG copy, beautiful. I was very happy to run into this yesterday. I think I have an Italian 2000s.
Very nice.
So, all right. We got 2 people coming. Here's Craig to talk about stuff we mispronounced or got wrong. And there's Elliot. So let Craig.
It's Chichester.
Chichester.
Where exactly is that?
Anyway, so it's in the middle of nowhere on the south coast, halfway between Brighton and Portsmouth.
Do you have a Helter Skelter amusement near you?
We've actually got a second-hand record shop that I've been a customer of for many, many years,
called
Helter Skelter.
Do you have the slide? Do you have the slide with the amusement park,
No, we've kind of progressed.
Now, I want to thank you for this. I really appreciate it. I will listen to it thoroughly and take my time. And next week I will feature it. Now, people are going to say Maz is a shill, but I like listening to music. And if I like it, I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
I had a video call this morning with Felipe halfway through his gym workout. He listened to it last night and this morning, and he was just absolutely beside himself. So it's definitely a late night listen with the lights down and a glass of wine.
How is that possible unless you're 2 people to be beside yourself? I want to know.
How is it possible to what?
Unless you're 2 people, how can you be beside yourself?
How can
split
I be
personality
myself?
Like I'm here and now I'm here. So I'm beside myself.
You have to have a split personality.
I'm never beside myself if I'm just one person. Okay, never mind. It's the morning. It's the morning. We're in the morning here. We're just waking up.
Good morning.
It's mid-afternoon here. I'm actually in the shop, but it's a really quiet day in town, so I thought I'd come and jump on, say hello.
Yes. Hello, Elliot. Good morning, Elliot.
Morning, Elliot.
Good morning.
Elliot.
Hey, Mazzy, are you really a shrill?
He's a shrill. No, he's a shrill.
He's a shrill.
Because if it's working, because I watched one of your videos. I don't watch all your videos, but I watch some of your videos, and I watched
because it said acoustic. That's why you watch it. It said acoustic.
When you said acoustic, I had to tune in. I ordered it right when I was watching the video. I think there's about 3 left. It said 4 left when I ordered this one, but they may say that all the time. But
so
I haven't.
Alex Moderick 247, or his name is Diamond Marin now, gave me that in L.A. It's like a John Fahey record in a way.
Well, when you said that, man, I said I'm okay. I'm gonna get that.
It's really good.
Did you listen to it, Elliot?
I literally just got it yesterday afternoon and haven't had a chance to do
that's not good enough, Elliot. You should have ripped it open. When Craig's package arrives to me, it will be ripped open and listened to right away.
I don't talk about shit unless I've listened to it first.
I can't say I can't review it or anything yet because I haven't. But
okay, wait, Craig, what do you want to say?
Well, I'm just curious because I've been tracking your parcel, Rob, for about
Yeah.
4 days, and it's been going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And have they tried to deliver it to you and you've not been in, or is it they just
No,
idiots?
I don't know. Since you sent it not media mail, it should have been delivered right away. I don't understand what's
Yeah.
going on. I sent a package to someone, it's delayed for weather reasons. I don't understand why it's sitting.
Craig, the answer is you send it Royal Mail, and the
Yeah.
Royals will not be caught dead in Rob's neighborhood.
Right.
All right. Well, I live in Santa Monica, where a lot of it
A lot
is
of the
very
Royals live.
residential,
It's
so
the home of the
bad
homeless.
joke, Mazzy. So
Bear with me
I'm
2 secs.
hoping I'm getting in the next couple days. I'll reach out and ask what's going on. But it stinks, and I'm sorry that it's delayed like that. But I'm anticipating it. So,
Yeah.
Here's another. I actually found
Thanks,
a couple
Mandy.
copies of this record, and I said Craig wanted. I won this Angel Heart. I found another copy of the soundtrack to Angel Heart,
Ooh.
and the reason is Courtney Pine is featured on here, and that's Craig's first record.
I've never seen that. Wow.
good.
I mean, I've seen the movie. That's an Alan Parker film.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's a great
Courtney-
soundtrack.
Yeah,
I don't even know that soundtrack.
Courtney Pine is featured
I
playing
have never
saxophone
seen
on
that.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never
I'm
seen
not
that
familiar
record.
with that movie.
Very cool.
In
Oh, it's
fact,
great.
And,
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah.
Courtney was after that film. Courtney was supposed to do some work on Mississippi Burning straight after,
Really?
but it did. Yeah, but I don't think it happened.
That's Robert De Niro's in it.
Remember
Yep.
De Niro's cracking that egg, the hard-boiled egg?
Yeah. Louis Cypher. Don't spoil it for those who haven't seen it.
Yeah, you already did, Mazzy. Thank you.
No, that's his name, Louis Cypher.
That's a great film.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you could actually make a film like that today.
New Orleans, voodoo, religious.
I think people
Oh, I
again.
like that.
That
My
voodoo
feeling
that you
is
do?
you can make any kind of movie you want, whether it's being able to be marketed, promoted, or picked up in any kind of way. Nah.
I got a question for you here.
Yeah.
How, not you, Rob, I'm sorry. How was it, Craig, in terms of the artwork? Did they have the original negative or stuff for the artwork, and how hard
No,
to reassemble it?
they didn't have anything because that sleeve was originally designed by the guys at Hypnosis who did all their
Right.
Pink Floyd stuff, which was quite a
Right.
chaotic environment, so nothing was archived. So I ended up doing around about 30 scans of different covers in different conditions, and then I've just basically approached it in the same way that I do with my visual effects work. I just basically rebuilt the whole shot. So I just isolated everything, rotoscoped everything. I redid the spheres because they did not scan at all well, so they've all been hand painted by me in Photoshop and then recomped in. So it's a complete sleeve restoration.
See, this is why the shit costs what it. Let me ask you. I don't even know, what does this retail for, like in Europe and then in America?
So that has a retail price of £36, which is
$45 here.
probably today. I don't know, but it's
Okay, well, I mean,
but when you think about the amount of work that goes into it, the
people
sleeve.
don't. That's the problem. People don't understand what the work that goes into this shit. Yeah.
I mean, we went through about 6 or 7 rounds of test presses. That adds to the price. The essay, the booklet, the time that I've spent on it. Then of course you've got the advanced, the
Is the artist still alive?
the mastering. No, sadly he passed away in 2004.
Is there an estate?
I did get it. Yeah, I got a lovely message from his widow last week saying that he would have been absolutely delighted, and the first thing he would have done would have been opened up a bottle of wine. So I just felt compelled that evening just to sit there and listen to it with a bottle of wine, and it was lovely, absolutely lovely. Very
how
happy
did you
with
go?
it.
I'm going to interview you, since Rob is a host.
Yeah. Thanks, Mazzy, for taking over. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm going to go first.
well, you're doing shit. You're fiddling with stuff. How did you go about choosing this title for your second
Oh,
release?
I lost you.
How did
Sorry,
you
I
go?
lost you.
How
What
did you
did you?
decide to? How did you decide to pick this as your second title?
It's on a list of titles, Mazzy, that I think have been woefully overlooked by the majors. So it didn't do big numbers back in the day. So
Who put it
they're
out
not
originally? What
Decca.
label? Oh, Decca.
Decca.
Okay.
So, and I've always been aware of it, and I've always loved it. It's you know, it's part of my collection. The same with the Courtney Pine. You know, they're sort of, they mean something to me. And with the Courtney Pine, I was like, why are they not doing this? Every year they do Black History Month, and this doesn't get a look in. And I'm like, this has to be done. And it's the same with with the Neil Ardley stuff. People go crazy over his other titles like Greek Variations, Kaleidoscope of Rainbows, Symphony. Craig, are you planning on Tom? So I did have the option to do Symphony of Amaranths, but there is a really good reissue out there on Wah Wah Records. And as I said to the estate, because the estate gave me an option on it, and I said to them, the only thing that I could bring to that title beyond what Wah Wah Records have done is the booklet. They did such a good job with it. It would be pointless having their copy on the shelves and my copy on the shelves. So I'm not really interested in doing reissues of reissues.
Is this available? Is this available in your online shop now? Can people buy this?
This is available. Something weird's happening because I'm getting all these. They are right now. I'm getting loads of notifications.
Can you buy this in your online shop?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can also buy this. You can also buy this. American stores will be receiving their pre-sales notifications, I think either this week or Monday. So you can buy this. I think the US distributor is I'll pull the name up and send it to Rob later. But yeah, we're hoping to get it into as many US shops as we can. And it's going to Japan as well.
Cool. Great. 500 copies.
Now, do you have the option? Do you have the option to repress it?
Yeah, we the UK distributor yesterday, we had a planning conversation, and they said, don't be surprised if you find yourself doing another run. And I said, well, if I do another run, they're not going to be 500. They're not going to be 500 limited. You still can, yeah, they're not going to be 500 limited because that was always the plan, just to do a small run. So if we do need to do another run, they're just going to be standard with a slightly different catalog number and a different barcode, but the same cut, same content, same sleeve, just not numbered.
Which was done by you were on with the Jazz Bums with the mastering people at Gearbox, right?
Yeah, Casper, who did an absolute blinding job.
And I have several Gearbox reissues. I think one they did is that Kenny Wheeler. Do you have that
Windmills?
Windmills?
Yeah,
that thing is fucking awesome.
Yeah, Windmill Tilter, absolutely stunning.
Yes.
So Gearbox are a label. Gearbox are a mastering suite. But Gearbox also do a lot of mastering for Universal, so they do all of the kind of British jazz explosion stuff. So they got their own stuff, other people's stuff, and obviously, you know, they're my guys as well.
I have a record they did with the what's that group with Billy Harper and Henderson and it's all the old guys. They did a double LP with them. That's fantastic. I
actually have a lovely Gearbox section here, and
you do.
How do I flip the camera, Rob? Can I?
Are you on your phone?
On this?
Are you on your phone?
Yeah. Well, I'm in the shop, so
I don't know if you can flip it. I think you're just gonna have to turn your camera around while it's on StreamYard. That's all Gearbox. Hold on.
It's fine.
Yeah, it looks it's okay.
We see it fine.
Okay, calm down, Matt.
So this is probably one of Neil Ardley's most famous recordings with the New Jazz Orchestra. I don't know if you can see that.
Is that that's a reissue?
That's a reissue on the British Jazz Explosion, mastered and cut at Gearbox. absolutely stunning.
Is that label available worldwide, or you have to order it from the
Yeah,
UK?
yeah. No. You can get this at anywhere. This is it's about 3 years old. Yeah, so we're big fans of Gearbox.
No,
in this shop.
they
We
do
love it.
their records sound incredibly awesome.
Yeah.
We have a question for you from Vinyl Piper, who
hello, Vinyl Piper.
it's really his world and we all live in it.
That's true.
Do you know this Child 666 on Vertigo album?
Aphrodite's Child.
Yeah. So this actually had a reissue. I want to say 3 months ago through Universal, and it sold out instantly. I have never seen an OG copy. I've only seen the reissue.
And the reissue now is hard to get.
The reissue's out of stock at the label.
Hey, Tom Rashawn asked, is Forced Exposure distributing it?
That's the one. That's what I was looking for. Forced Exposure.
They're great. They're great.
Oh, so
yeah. So it should.
So they're
it
the
should
distributor for the record in the US.
Yeah.
In the US. So they will be sending mail outs to US shops. So, I'd love to get it into Dusty Groove. I'd love to get it into the In Groove.
I kind of feel
I'm actually sending Mike a copy.
I think Forced Exposure is an excellent record, online record seller. I think they're out of Maine.
They're the East Coast, yeah.
They're Maine, but they specialize in kind of avant-garde, kind of
jazzy, avant-garde, experimental.
And I'd say once a month they do a 15% off sale. But they send their records in the best mailers. They're just really great to deal with. And I bought several records from them, and they're great. So, Forced Exposure all the way. If that's
well,
yeah.
This will be the first time that we've actually gone through distribution. This is only my second release. I've only done 2 records. So I'm interested to see how well it does away from the UK.
Okay, they're Massachusetts. I'm wrong.
Are you planning on doing 1 or 2 a year, or do you don't know yet?
I'm already neck deep on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th titles. So we are. But what I'm not going to do, the learning curve on this is steep. For the next titles, I'm not going to announce until I've actually got physical product in hand. So I'll be doing a bit of a Chad case. I'm like, hey, look at what I got, and then just announce it once it's there, because
you have shit your pants releases coming up later in the year.
Whatever happens, Craig, whatever happens, we will not dub you the Wizard of Vinyl.
No. Cool. Can I be the Sorcerer's Apprentice?
I think you're better than the Wizard of Vinyl. I think reissuing records that have been reissued a kabillion times is not the thing to earn you some sort of moniker.
I think you should be knighted by the king for not reissuing reissues and reissuing stuff.
That's shit should stay in print, even if you call it a reissue. Back in the day, we didn't call Abbey Road when it came out in 1976 a reissue. It was just still in print. So as far as I'm concerned,
there's plenty already available,
but there's not always,
Well, I'm talking about when we reissue reissues of stuff, that there's a multitude of copies available.
Well, they must be selling. They must be selling, otherwise they wouldn't do them.
The conversation that we're currently having is when these because these licenses only last for 3 years, and then you have a 6-month sell-off period. And I'm quite keen to renew those licenses so that we will have that on catalog for as long as we possibly can. That's economically viable. I'd love to have the Courtney Pine and the Neil Ardley on our catalogue for, beyond the 3 years. The next title actually goes against my, the third title actually goes against my whole thing of not doing reissues of reissues. It's actually has been reissued recently, but quite poorly. So I'm hoping to address that with this
Oh, you're doing the
upcoming release.
Jellyfish records.
No,
That would be great. Those were
Hey,
done
Mazzy,
so badly.
did I ever send you the?
What?
Did I ever send you a spreadsheet from Plan B, the company that I get emails from these guys, and they sell remainders. So I just got one.
Yeah,
And
the remainders they're sending you are the shittiest records in the world.
So they've got 880. Wait, let me finish. They have 881 copies of Brian Eno and Roger Eno, The Turning Year. They've got.
There's a reason they have that many copies.
They've got. I'm just saying. Here's another Roger Eno. Lots of classical. I'm telling you, man, not everything that they're printing is selling.
I got rid of those.
What kind of prices are they selling these remainders at?
They're not that cheap.
Elliot, to buy from them, there's a minimum of a kabillion copies you have to buy.
I can't buy a kabillion of them.
Well, a remainder house is a wholesaler usually. Is this? Right. It's a wholesaler, right?
Yeah. So, and he doesn't just do records. He does fungo, dolls.
Remainders used to be, in the old days, remainders were booksellers.
Well, I don't know if these are remainders. That's probably the wrong word.
Oh, well, the remainders, the term was used in the book industry.
Here's Gabar Zabo, the sorcerer.
Gabar Zabo.
Well, that's a good record, but it was reissued already.
Yeah, the reissue from 23, they've got 1,175 copies for sale.
Hey, I just want to do a shout out to Mike at the InGroove. Mike,
store that shit.
Mike InGroove, if you're watching right now, I got one word for you. Listen carefully. Ingenue. Thank you.
Actually, I've got a message for Mike at the InGroove. Keep an eye out for a package from Felipe.
Hey, I got a message too. Beware of the dwarf.
Hey, hold on. Right now, right now, can anyone who wants to send a long distance dedication to someone, let me know.
Question for Maz. I've got a question for Mazzy. Actually, it's about that price point. I know you've not listened to it, but the price point on that record is 36 quid. Do you think that's a good price point for it?
Yeah, I don't know what a quid is.
So it's probably 20% more.
It's probably about $45, right? Give or take. Yes, I mean, for an audiophile thing, like think of the Rhino hi-fis here are $40. I think in that neighborhood for an audiophile, especially 500 copies limited, like around the 40 to 45 is fine. I mean, for some people, it's always going to be too expensive, but for that type of thing, that's a good price. An imported record, especially too, because it's not manufactured here. It's not an American thing. So yeah, I think that's.
Hold on. I just want to point out something real quick. This conversion is brought to you by Wikipedia, the only place I go for facts. Thank you.
At least it's not Wikipedia.
That's all.
All right.
I have a question actually for Nicole, who's just placed an order.
Yes.
Does she want us to bundle that up with her Florence and the Machine that's coming out, or does she want this shipped immediately?
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to tell you fucker something. Chad wouldn't do this shit. Setting something up personally for your order. Nicole, can you please respond?
He is the wizard, though. Come on.
So much for the bureaucracy of the company is directly goes directly to Craig.
Yeah,
that's great.
In Chad's defense, he was one of those guys back in the day that was still doing it when no one else was.
Chad has done great things. I'm not going to diss Chaz. I mean, okay, his people communication skills have something to be desired sometimes, but you can't deny how great a company's built and how he does great things. Now,
Okay,
I'm a big fan.
you can
I'm a
defend
big
them all
fan.
you want, but when will this come out?
Well, ask Craig. If
audio
no one else
file.
does it, Craig should do an all analog Ice
No.
Castle.
No.
We've got
Craig
to
isn't.
have
Craig isn't a stupid idiot. He's not putting that dumbass record out.
I got this for what, $4 VG plus.
And
VG
you
plus.
overpaid for it, Elliot.
Elliot, I'll do you a
Just for the
private press,
opportunity to
Elliot.
share it with you guys.
Hold
I'll
on.
do you
Hold
a
on. Nicole says thank you, Craig. If you could bundle it, it would be awesome.
She didn't say that. She
Excellent.
just wrote,
Then-
"Thank you, Craig."
No. Then I shall refund. I shall refund the shipping that she's just paid.
God, what a mensch! You know what a you know the term, you know what a mensch
Dad
is,
wouldn't do
Craig?
that.
You know what a mensch is?
Go on.
Okay, it's a Yiddish term. A mensch is like a good person. You did a good deed. You're a good soul. You're a mensch. You're a good. Like Rob is not a mensch. You are a mensch.
I am beyond a mensch. I do lots of good deeds for a lot of people.
Okay.
Including you.
A good,
I think the fact that Rob does this twice a week is quite menschy, surely.
Menschy is a good use of the word. Menschy is a good use.
Pat each other on the back. Hey,
plus Friday night, plus the auction.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just sort of sad that Rob just can't
who's
afford.
frozen?
He
Am I
chose-
frozen?
No. Chad had a huge opportunity to embrace the VC. He chose to embrace one person who wasn't even part of the VC. So it's silly to poo-poo on people.
Did he have glasses like this?
All the time. Yeah. There you go. Those are the good use of those glasses.
I'm not saying anything here.
There you go. Your default thing is to praise people or defend them. People don't need defending; they need criticizing.
Well,
can I bring
I'm very much looking forward.
Go ahead, Craig, and then Elliot wants to say something afterwards.
I was just going to say I'm looking forward to your feedback, Mazzy.
Yeah. Oh,
and
definitely.
Yeah. I really am upset that I don't have it sooner. So Elliot, what?
I'm.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Customer just walked in.
Okay.
Better get them.
Okay, Elliot, what was your deal?
Well, tomorrow is the audio file one-step release for Katie Lang's Indie Show.
Yeah, they were talking about it last night on Steve Westman's stream.
I heard. I didn't watch Steve Messon, but I heard. But here's something important to note.
Yes.
It did not come out on vinyl in the U.S. originally. Europe had a vinyl copy in issue in 92. But there's a 25th anniversary issue, I guess, to make it 2017, and it includes a second record. It's a gatefold, and it's got a second record of unplugged Katie Lang. And this is a really, from what I've been told, is a really good pressing. And if you don't want to pay $99 plus shipping for a one step, this can be had for about $25, give or take a few dollars. I got this near mint for $23. Bought a couple other records, so I got free shipping. So $23.
That is ingenue. That's the record that this morning Mike couldn't pronounce the name. So yeah. Mike,
ingenue is difficult to pronounce.
Ingenue, which French,
but it's an excellent Katie Lang record.
Yeah,
so highly recommended.
Hey, Elliot, I have to apologize to you.
Okay,
your college basketball team is about to get one of the shittiest coaches there are around. He's a horrible human being.
Yeah, sure.
I hope not.
Okay,
no, he's been very high.
Will Wade, fucking idiot. He was on our Final Four staff. He went and turned around Chattanooga, came back to VCU, lied his way through there, did some seedy shit that could have put us in bad way. Left and went to LSU, ruined that school, and then
But
while
these,
his team, he went to McNeese State, took them to the NCAA, and while they're preparing to play, made an announcement that he's leaving to go to
No,
NC State. How
no,
do you?
he
How
said
do
he
you
was
do?
talking to them.
No,
But
no.
obviously, he's leaving.
No, he let it be
Obviously, he's
known.
leaving.
Right? He let it be known that he's going to NC State as his team, who worked hard to get to the tournament, is preparing. That is a shitty move by a shitty human being.
Well, Rob,
Back to
but
your records.
5 years ago, you would have been, or 3 years ago, you would have been absolutely correct. But it's a whole different world in college sports now. Let me say this, Rob.
His real name is Frank. He's a shitty dude.
Let me say this, Rob.
Yes.
It's a different world in 2025.
Right, but it's the
college
same
athletics.
It's the same human being.
But let
it's
me
the
finish.
Same human being. You know that whole Shoegate? Remember the Shoegate 4 years ago? He was heavily involved in that. Lied his way through all the depositions. Was almost going to be legally prosecuted and somehow got out of it. He's a sleazy dude.
Okay, Rob. It's everything that was sleazy and underhanded has existed for years in college basketball.
And he's the number one guy right now.
But let me say that. Let me say this. Everything that was sleazy, money has been changing hands between players and
stop
coaches
being messy about this subject, Elliot.
And shirts for decades now. And now it's all out in the open. Players move.
You know what, Elliot? Let's have a discussion a year from now when he's taken over the team.
Okay, let me show you another record, Rob.
Okay.
I also got a Clarence Gatemouth Brown when I got the KD Lang. I got free shipping. Got it up to $50. Got free shipping. Got a Clarence Gatemouth Brown, and also got this near mint, Barbara Lynn. You'll lose a good thing. This is a great record. Great record.
Who is she, Elliot?
A soul R&B singer, soul singer.
Yeah. What label is that on? What record label is that
on? It's on Not New Music Limited. Not New Music Limited. And
so that's an OG or a reissue?
A reissue. It's a reissue. It originally came out in 65, I believe. 63 maybe. But she put out a lot of good music in the 60s. Barbara Lynn. Excellent record.
Bill K. Can I answer Bill K? Because
no. Let Elliot show his stupid ass record.
Oh, I thought he's finished. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, I've got some more I can show, but I don't need to show them all right now.
Okay.
Move on
all right. Now that Elliot horribly defended this horrible coach guy, all right, Mazzy, address Bill K.
Bill says, "What's up with Black Sabbath release?" Well, Paranoid is the latest, one of the two latest Rhino High Fidelity. The first pressing of 5,000 numbered copies sold out in about 6-8 hours, and they're arriving now. I actually ordered one. I did not get one free. I ordered that one because I don't have an original of that, so I ordered that. And probably down the line they'll do an unnumbered version. See, that's the stuff they should just keep it going. But by doing the numbers, they get people to buy it sooner than later, and then they put it out again. So only buy it if you like it. I do actually like the first 4 Black Sabbath albums, and then I got off the train, I guess.
And let's put out a clarification about that KD Lang record. It is someone noted that it is not, if you're thinking of KD Lang's country material, this is by no means a country record.
And it's one of the best, despite what Big L says here, or Big Ian, it's one of the best 90s records. It's a beautiful record, a timeless record. It's a soaring record. I love the record. And it was never, ironically, it was never cut to all analog, but that digital cut is fucking amazing. The one that
so if you watched Westman, he had Grover, who's handling these. Hold on, what are you showing, Greg? It's Nicole's record.
Yeah, they're both ready to go. So just
okay.
The magic starts here.
So basically, Grover, who's handling these high one-step reissues for Warner Brothers. I don't even know if he's part of Rhino. And Grover does good stuff. He has his own label. I have a couple of his reissues. He did Tone Poet style reissues of a Grant Green record, but he's handling this, and they're putting out a one-step version of that record, right?
And it's the first time it's been cut all analog. Here's my thing. Okay, I had a $15 credit somewhere, and I ended up buying it last night after I watched that. I wasn't going to, so I got it for still a lot, $85, because I love that record so much. And I don't think it's, and it'll be interesting to see how much better it is than the one that Elliot just showed. Now, my thing is, I don't think you need to do a one step, and I don't think you need to do a slipcase. So that would cut it down to $50 without that.
Well, Mazzy, to Grover's credit, he said some titles, like I think they were talking about a Flaming Lips title.
Yeah, they're doing Flaming Lips.
Right. That will not be one step because he doesn't feel it's necessary.
I don't think anything is necessary for a one step in my opinion.
No, again, but he has a theory in the way he works. He feels that the state of the original tapes or whatever doesn't justify doing a one-step release. That was his reasoning.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Okay.
What do you guys think about some of those releases that have a little disclaimer on the packaging that says any glitches in the audio are a direct result of the original source material? Are you happy with those kind of glitches, or do you wish that sometimes they would go?
I think if there is something like that and you're leaving it in, it's good to call it out. People's head exploded. For instance, I haven't heard this Kevin Gray Paranoid yet, and apparently it's from the American Tape. Apparently, in the American Tape, the song "War Pigs," there's a section of it which I've never heard. The problem, and I have an American later issue of it. There's a slight volume change at one point in that, and people's heads are exploding. My thing is, it's kind of like Rob when Tone Poet did Black Fire, that album, that Warble issue. I never heard it, but people think I'm crazy because I never heard it.
Well, I have the 2010 Kevin Gray Paranoid that Rhino put out. And I'm perfectly. That's why I didn't order the new one.
So you never heard it.
So it's nothing I noticed.
I think what happens is
hold on, but Mazzy, you're going way off. So Craig, to address your question, it's done a lot on a lot of jazz releases. I found Steeplechase has like archival releases where they put that disclaimer on saying, this is what it is. This is, we're telling you this. I have a Impulse reissue of a Sun Ra record where they said, look, they recorded this. This is just the quality of the recording. Just
usually when they say that,
I feel like it's true transparency. Yeah. I'd rather do business with people that are putting that out there and not pulling the wool over your eyes.
They're explaining a decision they made.
Yeah.
To leave that in rather than take it out at the expense of other parts of the song, because you can't just.
Is this something that you could correct using digital technology? And
that they don't want to use digital technology
and still keep the integrity of the analog recording.
No. Yes.
But people would go, it's not all analog, and they freak out.
Okay. Joe Harley did that. I forgot which title. I think it's Songs for Her Father, right? On Music Matters Jazz, the beginning piano thing that Steely Dan ripped off or used in Ricky Don't Use That Number, Lose That Number. They had to do a little digital fix on that because there's an issue with that big piano. They didn't tell anyone back in the day, but he talks about it, and no one notices it, and they fixed it.
No one noticed for 10 years that whatchamacallit was using digital sources either.
I mean, if there's a way that you can utilize digital technology,
I think what they're doing is they're making a decision that by leaving the glitch in, it creates the rest of what you're hearing is that much better. And to fix the glitch will compromise everything else.
Yeah.
That's what happens. There's
Actually,
always
I wish someone would be this particular person who's coming on would be transparent that he doesn't use real clams in his clam chowder. And this is Harry.
Yep. But the problem is, Jim, on those
Good morning, everyone.
when people call it out, then people listen for it. And of course, if you listen for something at 2 minutes 20 seconds in, you're going to hear some dropout. That's bullshit. It's kind of like, Day
But
Tripper.
what's originally in the original copy?
Remember the bass. Remember the guitar dropout that's on every version of Day Tripper, where the down.
There's nothing we can do to fix those people. They're going to bitch about. They have trouble everywhere they go, Mazzy.
Or the bleed through on.
They got trouble in line at the
lot of love.
They got
Would it
trouble
be equally as good if you fix it, to include a note in the liner notes that there was a fallout in the volume at this place, and it was digitally corrected? That's the only use of digital. This is an analog recording, except note that was corrected for artistic purposes to correct the imperfection in the audio tape.
It's the way the artist originally intended it.
Hey, hold on 1 second, guys. Fuckhead Staplehead Jim. No one knows who you are. No one goes to your channel. You come here for attention. I live in Santa Monica. Therefore, I doxed myself. You're a fucking idiot. Everyone who thinks Jim's a fucking idiot, please chime in the chat. He's coming here for attention. No one knows who you are, dude. Go away. Go find something else.
That's the Rob that we know and love, right there.
I'm not familiar with Jim. I don't even see a comment by Jim.
You made my point for me, Elliot. You don't know who he is. He comes here. You have 169 people watching. No one's even seen you before. You don't even know.
I see you deleted his comment. Good. Okay.
Right.
Bye, Jim.
Yeah. More people watch me and enjoy me. Your parents don't even like you. They tossed you in the street. Thank you.
You talking about Joe Dirt level?
Hey, and Craig, be on the lookout for some shoplifting young dude. It's Jim.
Hey, you and Jim were talking about the lack of food and drink at the Discog thing.
Correct.
I did a record show Saturday in Wilson, and we got complimentary donuts and complimentary coffee at our record show.
Was that at the?
I thought that was
to the Buck Hustle Bijou?
Wait a second. That's something Discogs didn't do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I'll shout out the record store that sponsored the record show, Phil's Record Exchange in Wilson, North Carolina. I was a little apprehensive. Eastern North Carolina, smaller city, about a little less than 50,000 people in the city. And we had a great turnout. I sold some records and had a good time, met a lot of people, and it was wonderful.
Hey, is it true, Elliot, when you enter those shows, there's a big jug of freshly brewed moonshine that you can take?
We keep it in the back, in the garage. You have to go back there to take a drink.
They had apparently they had live music. They had that kid from the Stoop on Deliverance playing the banjo.
Hey, Elliot, now here's actually to incorporate what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
When there's a missed note hit, when the guy's blowing on the jug, do you notice it?
Absolutely. I mean, it ruins the whole ambiance there.
Is it, Elliot? Is it a Jaws harp or a Jew's harp?
It's a Jew's harp.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Jew's harp. I did a trade. There needs to be some Beatle content in this stream, right?
No, it's outlawed.
I did a trade. This guy came up and he said, "Me and my son we got a record or two. We want to see if anybody wants to buy from us, but we're also looking for Beatles stuff." And he had this repress, the white vinyl, first Elvis album. I don't know what year this was. 2015 came
That's
out.
that's the only pressing of that you're going to be able to get now. Trump has removed all the black vinyl pressings of it.
Well, we talked a little while. His son comes up. He's like maybe a 12 or 13-year-old kid. He's got a Beatles t-shirt on. He's obviously huge into the Beatles. And so I went through my records and pulled out a copy I've had since it came out in the 70s. The Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. You familiar with that live recording?
Yeah.
Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. I'd had it sitting out there for a couple of years now to sell $14. I pulled it out and I told him, I said, I'll do a straight exchange, a straight trade. This Beatles at Hollywood Bowl for that Elvis, if you want to do it. And
do you see this record out there very much? Any Mac Davis?
Dr. Robert's backstage, so we don't keep getting his texts.
Mac Davis, no, I don't see Mac Davis records anywhere.
Okay, I'm trying to corner the market.
So I don't know what this record's worth now.
Oh, is that an original, Elliot?
No, it's a white.
No, it's not an original. It's a 2015.
Okay. Oh, that's worth.
It's worth.
But
It's
if
probably
you
worth
find an OG
$15.
mono of that,
I'm figuring it's worth $15.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's worth the fact that I couldn't sell that Hollywood Bowl recording. I think it was a good.
Was
trade.
that the original Hollywood Bowl or the repress?
I think it's the original. I bought it when it first came out.
With the tan cover.
Yeah, tan
Yeah,
cover.
it's more for a novelty than anything. The
Right,
quality
exactly. So it's just sitting there, not selling it. It's a $15 record, generally speaking. I would say
That sounds about right.
Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending on where you're selling it. But it's a $0 record for me if I can't get anybody to buy it. Right.
That's right.
So
True.
I've come across early pressings of that, but I know a true OG mono of that is worth a lot of money. But for me, Elvis is Elvis. You know what I mean? There's no nuance to Elvis. He's not doing different things than being Elvis. So,
yeah, but the early recordings, 56, those are the ones you want.
Yeah, he had a journey, but I like his
these are
Memphis.
the best Elvis songs, basically.
one of the best unreleased issues in the last decade has been down in the jungle room when they're rehearsing in the 70s. It's a really with James Burton and stuff. That's a killer record, never originally released.
This is the Sam Phillips recordings at Sun Studios. RCA bought them from Phillips, and this is what they released, the album they released to begin with. So this is the original Elvis Rockabilly.
Who on this panel has been to Sun Studios? Nice.
Never been to Memphis.
Is London Calling on that album?
yeah, it's on there.
I've got a copy of London Calling. I bought it when it first came out.
the best Elvis.
Detectives on that.
What period do they call the Elvis when he did those Mac Davis songs, like in the Ghetto?
That's the comeback period. 68.
Yeah, that's a great comeback.
Yeah, but the Memphis album is really good.
Is Allison on that record?
Yeah. Go back to sleep.
Where's
I hope you guys don't mind me just packing up orders whilst you're all chatting.
No. It's more entertaining than anything Elliot's doing.
Well, thank you, Rob.
Now on the Love and Spoonful song, Nashville Cats, he says there's a mistake in that song, and they never corrected it, and they didn't put a disclaimer on it. But he says every Yellow Sun record from Nashville, but it should be every Yellow Sun record from Memphis.
Wow.
How could Elvis do that? The best Elvis.
No, I'm talking about.
Hey,
Love and
everyone.
Spoonful did it.
The best Elvis by far is the movie Bubba Hotep. If you've never seen that,
Yes, it is.
that's the best Elvis.
How about
That's a great movie.
when I was at a convention in Memphis, we had Elvis perform.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Great.
Who's the guy? Do you remember? You LA guys, remember? I remember back in the 80s or not, probably the 90s. There was a strip mall, probably, I don't know if it was in Koreatown, but it was this Taiwanese little guy that would do in the strip mall in this restaurant, Asian restaurant, an Elvis impersonation thing. And all these like LA hipsters would go see him in this kind of like upstairs restaurant, almost like a cafeteria. Do you remember that guy?
See, that's what's cool about LA. You get a strip mall,
clown rooms.
Vaguely.
you get a mall full of strippers.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what
like,
clown rooms.
That's LA for you.
Hey, some of the best food in LA are in strip malls.
Or in
Filipino Elvis was very famous.
That's the one. I'm sorry, he's a Filipino Elvis.
Filipino
Right,
Elvis. He was very famous all around the country. Yeah.
Okay, well, he played in LA.
hold
Maybe he was
on.
based in LA.
Can I address this? So Dane Johnson found an OG South African pressing, a cold fact. Well, let me tell you, Vinyl Piper picked up one was a white label promo, I think, of
Right.
Rodriguez Records.
Right. Yeah, I think he paid quite a bit for that, but he that's the US
I was
pressing.
with him when he got them.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Well, the US pressings are much more rare
You're
than
like
the South
Leprechaun.
African.
I
got
there's
the,
talk, the South African ones, are those needle drops? They're
needle
not.
drop.
Yeah, they're not from the tapes. I thought.
Yeah.
Yes, Raj, you're right.
I don't know.
I went to that record.
I don't know the history there. I interviewed one of the guys that did the finding or searching for Sugar Man book from which the movie was made. And he runs a record store over there, Mabu Records. And
Yep.
yeah, that's there's a lot of history of Rodriguez over in South Africa. They still revere the guy.
Well,
After his passing.
I went to that record shop when we were down there filming a few years ago, and there's like a little corner that's a complete shrine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
all those
great.
South
I enjoyed it.
Lovely. It was lovely.
All those South African pressings, I thought, are not really legit, right?
Well, I've played them, and I quite enjoy the ones that I have, and I don't know that part of the history, Rob. They may not be from tapes.
I think the movie didn't really cover how popular he was in Australia, a little bit, but not.
Right.
I heard he was equally bigger in Australia than South Africa.
A lot of great reissues are needle drops. My guess is 2/3 or more of the analog Africa stuff out of Germany. I love what Ben does, and I buy every analog Africa release.
Rodriguez, Mazzy.
No, but we're talking about needle drops and reissues and
DOL and wax.
All that.
Those are all CD burns.
South African and Central and South American music. Those are definitely needle drops, because no way do they still have the tapes of most of that stuff. And they sound excellent, and the packages are excellent. I think one of the great reissue labels around is Analog Africa, of great music and a real great variety of stuff.
Anaconda Africa does a good job too.
Yeah. There's I found out something yesterday that I wasn't aware of. I bought a Percy Sledge, one of his early Atlantic records the other day, and was putting it on Discogs. He has from 68 to 72, he has 4 or 5 records they're on Atlantic. They only appear on Discogs to have been pressed in South Africa. There's only one listing for any of them, no US listings. And I looked on his Wikipedia page to try to figure out what was going on. I mean, he was over in in still apartheid South Africa for some time. It didn't give much detail about it. But if anybody knows anything about that part of his history, I'd love to hear it. And I'd love to get those records. I reached out to Stefan Bucks to see if he can locate them. But I just thought that's a really interesting part of his history, it looks like.
I would, if you get one, I have a leather strap. I would trade you for that.
That's a very Harry joke. You have to know the history of Harry to know that joke.
I guess I'm in over my head there. I don't know.
I think you brought the strap back with you.
When the whip comes down?
I don't know. I'm at a loss.
He's breaking up. He's breaking up.
No, that's just me.
Craig, I don't think I have met you. Hello.
Hello, Harry. How are you?
Good.
Craig just put out this record. I haven't listened to it yet. It's Neil Ardley from 1979, kind of a fusion-y jazz, proggy, jazz and science, and original cover by Hypnosis. It's not a Wishbone Ash record. And he
Who's
did,
on it, Mazzy?
I don't know who's on it. I haven't listened to it yet. And I haven't read anything about it.
Mazzy, you failed. You failed your audition.
Okay, one of my favorite artists.
Person for the record.
John
if I
Martin.
got a free copy of that, I would know who's on it.
I just got it yesterday. I haven't even listened to it yet. Give me a fucking break. God, go home. Go home.
Nobody's getting a break around here.
Yeah,
you could
but yet you went on a whole diatribe.
You could listen to this record because it's from the 70s. You can listen to 70s. Now, John Martin.
I got to go get a charger. I'll be right back.
I saw a great John Martin.
Yeah.
I saw a great island only show. It was John Martin, Free, and Traffic at Winterland one night. I love John Martin. So he's on here. Who does that kind of a? Is he doing acoustic guitar on here, John Martin?
Oh, electric.
Oh, he is. Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ian Carr, Jeff Castle, Billy Kristen. And your fucking cards in the way. Oh, Richard Burgess, Tony Coates, Trevor Tompkins.
You want to put those cards on the back of the album sleeve?
Yeah. You don't want them on the front.
No, it's just I got a promo. I haven't taken it out yet. But you know, in Britain, every album that came out in the 70s in Britain, they're required. Apparently, it's in the King's rule book or the Queen's rule book. You have to have a person named Trevor in the band. So this has, or an Ian or a Trevor are in every single band from England in the 1970s.
And you have to rank them.
So Ian 1 and Ian 2?
Yeah.
I get that actually, Harry.
So there's a story in Chris Franz's autobiography about John Martin when they were on, I guess maybe Jamaica. It's one of the Caribbean islands when they were making the Tom Tom Club records. And Martin apparently, I like his stuff too. I collect his stuff, but he apparently was quite a drinker and a wife abuser, and just about killed his wife over there. And they had to pull him off and arrest him and rescue her.
Well, he had his legs amputated at the end, diabetic and drunk. And
I have breaking news. Breaking news. Craig, the package has moved on to Venice, which I didn't even know the post office had a facility in Venice. So
cool.
Venice, California.
Yeah.
Well, that's still not on your doorstep, Rob. Come on.
No, but I'm learning.
It could be today, though.
There are facilities in Venice, California. So I think it should be here by tomorrow. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's pretty close, right?
So my Rhino will be here tomorrow. My Paranoid.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Vinyl Piper is watching or listening. He got his already. Vinyl Piper, what is your verdict on the Paranoid? Because here's the thing. I've heard people, but they haven't been glowing reviews. People say
on the forum, there's been some good reviews on the new Paranoid.
No, people have been saying it sounds good, but no one's freaking out like it's the best sounding thing they've heard, like they did on the first Vinyl Hi-Fi. The first,
it seems to me, well, in the Hoffman forums they have been.
Yeah, but
there's only been about 5.
It's been established here that the Hoffman forums is garbage.
Okay, well, who here has heard it? Who are you talking about?
Vinyl Piper. I already just said.
So he told you it wasn't as good?
No.
Hey, Eddie.
Well, you're saying that you've heard that it wasn't all.
Okay, Mazzy, I'll repeat what I'm going to say.
Hardly anyone's got it
like hearing. From what I've heard, people says it's good, but
who are these people? That's what I'm asking you.
What same
many
people?
Many people.
Who are the people in the Hoffman forums?
Well, yeah, but they like it. But you're saying there's other people that don't like it.
Okay, do you want me to be precise? In the Facebook forums that I'm part of, people said, "Oh, it sounds good," but no one's freaking out like they did with the first one.
And when I want to get experts, I go to Facebook.
Yeah, but even on the first one.
Hold on. Hey, listen, you backwoods person, Elliot Cruz. I'm part of groups where you know people's names. It's policed better than the Hoffman forums. And people just said it sounds good. It's good. But they're not doing backflips about it.
I don't trust anything.
Yeah, but Ivan, That is not accurate. He says OJ is always the best. Just ask M45. He likes OJs, unless unless Chad puts him out. Then he likes
Hey,
those reissues.
We have 172 people here. That means some of you have gotten the paranoid. Can you let us know?
Are paranoid.
Has anyone listened to it? And let's hear your opinion.
In the peanut gallery. Okay. Okay.
Elliot, did you have any of those books prior?
No, I did not.
No. Have you ever seen them before?
No.
Okay, good. Well, when I saw them, I thought of you.
I appreciate it. And I did a video. Did you see my video?
Yeah, no.
Well, I know nobody watches my videos, but I did a video, and that
show
was
more
first,
skin in your videos, Elliot.
I know that's probably what I need to do.
One more button.
That was the first topic on my this and that video that I did the other day.
I'll go watch it after
you got to watch one time. You got to watch my video for the first 5 minutes anyway.
Okay.
Dr. Robert, since Dr. Robert, the retired physician, is here. Zoom me in, Rob. Let a father brag a little bit. My daughter is the 2025 recipient of the McDaniel Walker Scholarship for continuing education in nursing. And
very nice.
So that will enable her.
Congratulations! You should be proud.
What is she going to be? A nurse anesthetist?
Well, she's a nurse now. She's got the associate degree in nursing, and so this year she's going to online at UNC Wilmington to get her BS in nursing.
My mom did that.
This is not called BS.
And hopefully she's planning on. This will take her about a year. And hopefully she's planning on going into the master's program and become a nurse practitioner. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, right.
Elliot, that means she can prescribe medicine.
Robert, what's it called?
Hey, Elliot, was she a DEI recipient?
No.
Hey,
congratulations,
Elliot.
Rob.
That's great. I think that's
Elliot,
great.
The nurse practitioners, they usually hire when they can't afford to get doctors because they can prescribe shit.
Well, Rob, you can count on when you go to your doctor's office to get for a checkup or for a visit, sick visit, you're going to see a nurse practitioner or a doctor's assistant. What are they called?
Actually, I would rather they practice somewhere else. When I'm
like on college campuses, typically if you go to health services when you're sick, you deal with a nurse practitioner.
I just go to that brown 78 Econoline van parked over there. So they take care of it.
Yeah, you meet a guy in a rusty old van to deal with your health care, Joe.
Well,
but
free colonoscopy.
Before we dive back into salacious jokes, can we say congratulations, Elliot? That is fantastic. Nothing's better than watching your kids
obviously generation
succeed and find their calling. That's great. That's great.
But question for you, Elliot, and you can ask your daughter: what does she think of a man who attends shows with stacks of records to have people autograph them, and then the artist is left with a sore wrist and have to cancel the rest of their tour?
Oh my God! Well, that lasted all of.
I'm not asking for that.
Yeah, that lasted all of a minute. Well,
Dr. Robert, I went to see Ian Anderson in Tacoma one year. My wife and I were the only people outside to get anything signed. He signed one of my albums, and then I have a book. I have a book that I get autographs in. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't sign it. He says, "I already signed one." I said, I'm not going to sell it. It was a real dick. But to sign 2 items, he did it, but it really pissed him off.
They're an interesting band, Jethro Tull, right? They have changed. Him. Well, I understand, but he's the leader of Jethro Tull. I mean, but I think he's a difficult guy. I think he's kind of a pain in the neck. He's, Dylan.
Listen, here's the deal. He is Jethro Tull. If you go pay to see Jethro Tull and he's not there, you will be pissed off.
Well, you'd be pissed too if you had to do the whole show on one leg.
Secondly, he's been famous for 60 years. He has an inflated ego. He's going to act that way. Would you expect him to act any differently?
But his smoked salmon is amongst the best in the world. Seriously.
Ian Anderson.
He bought his business over the last like 30 years. He bought a fishery or a smoke. He has a manufacturing of smoked salmon.
What's the name of the company?
I don't know. They keep it lit though.
The first
serious.
guitar player in Jethro Tull became a CPA. I know that.
Here's a good question for Craig.
Anyway.
Craig, you're going to reissue an album, but the only person who has the artwork is Dr. Robert, but there's a horrible sticker on the front of the cover, and you can't really.
I know this came out in 1967. This is a first press UK Decca. They call it the unboxed Decca label.
What album is it, Dr. Robert?
This is it's Savoy Brown's first record, Savoy Brown Blues Band, and I collect blues in general, but the British blues from that era is it's just a lot of fun, and a lot of it is very collectible. So the Groundhogs, Chicken Shack, Savoy Brown, stuff like that. So
very true, Darren.
Well, I'm very surprised that Mazzy didn't criticize the way you showed that record.
I was about to. People don't hold records. Like, first of all, I'm not taking it out of the sleeve. You take it out of the sleeve, you get back and keep it still. These fucking YouTube vinyl community they'll show records like this. I got this record, and it's like, like this. Have you ever noticed that? That shit? What the fuck, man? It's this isn't a podcast.
Massey, I got some news for you. You got a little bit of a pimple brewing on the left side of your nose there, bud.
Oh, wow! Wow.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Only a doctor would notice that.
I've got to go. I've got to do some shop work and get some orders packed up and ready. But it's been an absolute pleasure spending the afternoon with you.
Thanks for joining us.
Hopefully,
I'll have the
nice meeting Craig.
Well, thank you. Rob, let me know when your copy lands, please. It's taken
having
3
more
days longer than everyone else's.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
Well, it's clocking up the emos. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
So yesterday I was supposed to get a package from FedEx, a 2-day delivery. It took 5 days to get a 2-day delivery from fucking FedEx.
Well, I'm no one to defend any of these shipping services, but there is bad weather in a lot of the country, and that's probably what's delaying stuff. There is bad weather, so that's
the hippies. I blame the hippies.
I know there's bad weather in the Midwest. I'd heard.
Yeah, it was coming from Texas, so.
Two of your biggest
Northeast now, please. Northeast.
FedEx's main shipping hub is like in Kansas City, right?
No,
in
Memphis.
I thought it was Memphis. Yeah.
Memphis. They have a big giant one in Olathe, Kansas, that a lot of things go through, and there's bad weather there, I think. So
this is what I was sent.
What is it?
Hold on.
Who is it?
Rod Carew?
No, it's Ken Griffey Jr. Like they overproduced that card, so it's
no, they did not. This was his true rookie, but
it's autographed.
Yeah, and it cost me like $100 to get it. Have Beckett do it. I did it locally at a card show, and then they mailed it back to me. But just by doing this is now a $500 card instead of a $75 card.
Well, they grade it because they grade it. What grade did they give it?
Harry? They give centering an 8.5, corners an 8.5, edges a 6 because apparently they didn't like the edging on it, and then they give the autograph an 8. And this was his rookie year. I took my son and we.
So wait, so what is
that's cool.
You never
overall they give it a 7.
Like the highest rating's a 10. You never find a 10.
Yeah, you get a 9.5 or something.
What would a 10 go for? Then?
I don't know, but in this condition, these have been selling. A 7 overall signed has been going for about $500, pretty regular.
Oh,
so a 10 would probably go for 8, 9, maybe.
Hmm.
So you're saying that? So what elevated the value was that the condition is no different. It's just that somebody has assessed the condition. Is that what it is?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you get your thing slabbed and graded, that increases the price because even if you have paper, like if you had a something of value that has been what is that, Lloyd's of London or whatever, those have graded it, and you have papers to support it.
I also took a bunch of my albums to have them certified from PSA, and I'm waiting to get stuff back from them.
Hold on.
They do that too.
Delphina, it's not a 10 autograph. It's probably how the autograph lays on the card and the placement of it. Is that it, Harry?
Yeah,
it could be if it's neat, if it's sloppy, if the ink is
If Ken Griffey was drunk when he did it.
Yeah.
If his wrist was exhausted from signing 100 in a row.
There you go. That's where you're a true expert. Doctor.
Have you seen the video of Ozzy signing all those cards?
I did, yeah. Didn't I forward that to you guys?
Mickey Mantle sign?
You might have. Yeah.
How about
Somebody wanted me to show that
right out of the corner?
Yeah, they did. This is that Clarence Gatemouth Brown I got the other day. Somebody wanted me to show on Alligator Records from '89.
Oh, nice.
Stand in my ground.
Nice.
And it's a promo copy of.
Did you take a bite out of the corner of that record, Elliot?
Looks nice.
You're the second person to ask me that in the last 5 seconds.
No,
yeah,
I'll tell you. That
Marty
how come when someone shows a cut corner with like a kind of an oval cut, which I don't know how they do the oval cut.
Right.
That's usually
with a stamper.
It is literally a bite.
Just punch it. Yum.
I don't know how they get the oval cut.
Marty was talking about Alligator Records on his stream the other day. That's kind of
he was. He started collecting them, I believe.
Yeah, there you
here's
go.
Here's our Hooli from '76 when women sang the blues. Our Hooli, Chris Stankwitz. None of these artists I'm familiar with. Bessie Tucker, Bessie Jackson, Memphis Minnie. I know Memphis Minnie. Chippy Hill, Emma Wright.
Is Molly Tuttle on there? Too old.
And that's
old
on.
Have you seen the documentary, This Ain't No Mouse Music?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I haven't watched it. I've seen bits and pieces of it on YouTube.
It is well worth
it. Where is it showing?
I mean, you got to find it online somewhere. This Ain't No Mouse Music. It's this Chris Straywitz story.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah. And his store's still open, right?
Yeah, they're still open up in, near Berkeley there.
Yvonne, it'll be 2 hours long.
Oh, yeah. Down Home Records still open.
I didn't make you build
Hello, my baby. Hello, mama.
I think because Elliot turned off his thing, Harry, one thing.
Here's
Elliot has that effect on me.
Anybody know these guys?
No. Nope. Who are they?
This is a British band again. This is Wilco. It says up here, Sales Point Wilco. Wilco was the guitar player in Dr. Feelgood for a number of years. This is a great kind of pub rock, straight ahead rock and roll record on Virgin.
Looks like it should be a Badfinger photo for the cover.
It's similar, isn't it? Yeah. So, but this is a great record. I found this the other day. I mean, I like Dr. Feelgood, and I knew who Wilco was. And there's a double album. It's live, a good bit of it. Really, really good, interesting band. That was cheap. That's a 78 pressing. They're called the Solid Senders. I'd never seen it.
Nah, never have. There's only one Wilco that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other one? So this guy's mono.
Who's the other one?
Yeah. You're talking about somebody else, right? Roger Wilco? I don't know.
Band out of Chicago. You might have heard of them.
Oh yeah, that band. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah,
I was confused. Was Wilco from St. Louis or were they from Chicago?
I think
thought
he moved there. I think Tweety moved to Chicago and made it his home base. I think. Dana would know.
I'm not positive.
Where was like the first band he was in? They were St. Louis,
Look,
right?
Was that Uncle Tupelo or who was that?
Yeah, Uncle Tupelo.
Uncle Tupelo was.
And then they split up into another band besides Wilco. What was the other band? There was 3 of them that were kind of meshed together.
It wasn't Drive-By Truckers, was it?
No.
Sunvolt.
Sunvolt. There you go.
Sunvolt.
Jeff Tweedy's in Sun.
Well, I think
Uncle Tupelo and Sunvolt. Uncle Tupelo was the original band, and then they split into Wilco and Sunvolt.
Okay.
Look, I got a single. Delbert McClinton. Of course, I'm a collector of Delbert McClinton, completist for Delbert. This is, if you remember on the movie, well, this is live from Saturday Night Live.
That's a cool cover
on Saturday Night Live, and then it was used in the Blues Brothers. They covered B Movie, Delbert McClinton's song B Movie. I believe Delbert wrote that too. I think.
Do you have Delbert and Glenn?
I've got that one.
I do. I've got both their albums as well.
Yeah, I do too. Isn't Genuine Cowhide one of those?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Actually, the only reason he had one hit pop top 40 song, right? Delbert McClinton. And I knew the reason I knew who he was is because as a little kid, I would watch Saturday Night Live, and I remember him being on there.
He taught John Lennon how to play. He taught John Lennon how to play harmonica.
Yep,
is the myth.
That's right. He did. Well, he gave
him taught him how to finger pick, or more or less
something.
Yeah. Delbert plays Delbert plays the harmonica on "Hey Babe, Hey Baby," the Bruce.
Hey baby,
song.
Bruce,
I want to know.
Bruce Chanel.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, this is another interesting British.
He was a teenager. Delbert was a teenager, and he did the harmonica on that classic song "Hey Babe" or "Hey Baby," and he was on tour with the Beatles were on the package show, and he showed John Lennon some things on the harmonica.
There you go. Well done. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you. Yeah, that's more detail than I had.
That looks like a Pink Floyd cover.
Well, this cover is really interesting. This band is interesting to me. This is from '69, and it's another kind of pub rock band before the very early, and it's got Mickey Jupp on it. If anybody knows him, he put out some records later. His stuff, I don't have very much of his stuff. I have one called Japanese that he's pulling his eyes, like trying to make his eyes look like slanted or Asian eyes. And but I think this is maybe the first record he's on. It's on the Bell label, and it's a great record. And he has a lot of material. He's one of these guys that never really gave a shit whether he caught on in the United States, I think. And so hardly any of his stuff came out, or was at least none of it was sold in big numbers over here. So I'm on the lookout for his stuff now too.
Isn't Bell like a Memphis-based label?
I think that's probably right. I'm
just wondering how he would have gotten on that label.
Yeah, well,
I believe the box tops were on Bell, weren't they?
This is a U.S. label, and I don't know the history of how that happened. Some of his stuff did come out here, but some of it never did. And again, I don't think it was ever heavily promoted. I don't think he ever came over here and toured, and really good stuff.
Was Bell related to Bell Sound that pressed records? Am I wrong about that?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not positive. Who else did they have? They had some other. Yeah, they had. Who did they have? They
had that record I sent you, Jim.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, that white label promo on Bell.
Yeah.
What was that? Doc or somebody's good looking, handsome, or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ruth Underwood.
Yeah, Ruth. It was Ruth.
Underwood.
She was. I think on that one, her name was
Underwood.
Was it Underwood? Okay, the other one I have is her maiden name. Same band, but on one record, it's her maiden name. I'm sorry, I was looking at. I got an email from advertising.
Yeah, Bell
You're
Records.
supposed to pay attention to everything that's going on, Jim.
Plus, I drank 2 bottles of cough medicine this morning. Doc, what's that going to do to me?
I don't want to speculate.
Actually, I know what it's going to do to you, and I have no medical degree. It's going to stunt your growth, Jim.
You've seen it. Stunt my. Who's talking? Dana, Partridge Family. What about them?
Yeah,
they were on Bell.
They were on Bell. Yeah.
Oh, were they on Bell?
Generic pop music. It was dying out in the 50s, and Bell. Let's see.
I want to get Danny around here, man.
Does it say they were a Memphis label?
No.
I just don't know.
Gary Glitter.
Right.
The Sweet were on Bell.
Gary Glitter's a convicted pedophile.
Solomon Burke.
We'll refer to
Barry
you when we have
Manilow,
questions about
Susie
that.
Quattro, the OJs, Tony Orlando, Fifth Dimension.
A lot of different groups.
Susie Quattro's great. She was, she was one of those acts that had to leave the States and go to Britain to find fame. She's from Detroit, but she became famous in England.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah, I know.
There you go. All right,
Boy,
tell
that's
everyone.
an album cover for you.
Jim, tell everyone why you have that album.
I'm a big giant fan of Danny's.
I didn't know he had any solo albums.
Yeah, and it's on the Lion Records.
Yeah, there's a horrible viral clip on YouTube of him on a variety show singing.
He was a morning DJ in Seattle for a little while, I think.
I think for a while, yeah, he was for a while. Danny's a great guy.
Yeah,
I knew him when he was a kid.
Yeah, cool.
He's a very nice
he was always my favorite member of the Partridge Family because he was like my age. I identified with him.
Well, he was spunky,
Were you a troublemaker, Dr. Robert?
If I'm honest, I would have to say yes, Waxed, which probably doesn't surprise you.
Well, you caused a lot of trouble here, yeah.
Yeah, it's innate.
I think Danny's in Palm Springs.
It's in my nature, which is something you may be familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't help it.
Is everybody getting cut out a lot on this stream?
I'm getting some of that too, Elliot. I don't know where that's coming from.
I would have to blame StreamYard if it's
I see
me.
once in a while.
I'm getting a lot of it. I'm not hearing full sentences a lot of times. I'm just hearing.
No, I don't think
Elliot,
broken up.
Right.
Parts.
Stop.
Martin Doodle at Mark. Anyway, what do you got there, Doc?
Well, I thought maybe since we got time, I'll put one more record up. This is another recent find. This is Sky Saxon.
Oh, wow.
By Sky Sunlight Saxon on this now, following his time with the Seeds.
From the Seeds.
Yeah, exactly. But this is a great record. He's with another band he calls Firewall. Yeah, Firewall is the band. World Fantastic is the name of the LP. And he joined some religious cult after. He's one I don't know if we'd call him an acid casualty, but he kind of wandered out into the deep weeds after he left the Seeds. This is on Skyclad. It wasn't very expensive, and it's a really interesting, good record. Kind of punky, a little punky.
Is it something you'll listen to more than once?
Well, there's not very many records now that I have time to do that. So. But I've listened to both sides once at least so far.
Hey, I have some I'm going to finish up showing some records that I picked up yesterday. Safari went to Japan and brought back a crap ton of records that he's putting out. I picked up this Reggie Workman, who is a solo bass record that only came out in Japan. He's an incredible jazz bassist. Reggie, he's still around. He's like 87 or something. Still playing. This I didn't pick up at Safari. I picked this up yesterday. This is Charlie Rouse, who played with Monk, with Hugh Lawson and Bob Crushaw and Ben Riley on Storyville. This is Storyville. I think was I think American, but it might be Dutch. I know this is a Dutch pressing on Jazzcraft Records. And then here's some of the Japanese reissues I picked up. This is I don't know if it's like a couple of it's a comp of singles from the 1950, Gerald Wiggins and Arnold Ross. But on Gerald Wiggins is playing with Chico Hamilton on there. I think I have one Gerald Wiggins record. And then there's the other band, 52. This is on Sun Note. This is a George Russell sextet, electronic sonata. He did a bunch of those. And this is a steeplechase. With I don't know these other two. I don't know Bolo Fiara, but Niels Henning Norstedt Peterson, Nilos Ferrara. It's all guitar and bass. This one looks interesting. This is a double record of drum session. Louis Belson, Shelly Mann, Willie Bobo, and Paul Humphrey all playing together. And I picked it up mainly with all them, but Jerome Richardson. I don't find a lot of stuff with him. This is a double album from Japan. So that was cool. That's what I picked up yesterday.
Can you make me big for a minute?
Well, thank you.
Raj, yeah, here you go. It's on New West Records. So you can either look at New West or you can look at Bandcamp. I love that first track.
Go fuck yourself. What's that? Is this a comp or what is that?
No, this is an album. It's a fantastic record, by the way. If you don't know this record, I mean, if you go to Discogs, my username there is Choochtown. That's how much I love this record.
Hey, and everyone, I'm doing an auction Saturday. I'm going to do a preview video live stream this afternoon after I watch my basketball team play in the NCAA tournament. So, and Elliot, we're probably losing our coach to Virginia. So
let me just make a quick announcement. So this fella here, Hamill on Trial, good friend of mine, he's putting on a new record and he's painting. He's only doing 100 copies and he's painting each cover individually. So no two are the same. The vinyls are all on different, vinyl is all on different colored vinyl. So you don't know what you're going to get. But I'm really, and for whatever reason, he's named it after me. He's called it Harp for Harry.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Very cool.
I'm looking forward to hearing it because I keep telling him, man, you just do a record with just you and your guitar and doing nice songs because he's a great songwriter. But he's more punk. He's almost like a punk folk singer.
Interesting.
Cool.
when was that record from?
The Choochtown was.
I'll close out.
Choochtown was from the 90s, early 90s, I think, originally, but it came out in 2019 on vinyl.
All right, Elliot wants to show some records. We have a few minutes left in the stream.
Yeah, I'll close out with a couple of records I picked up at the show because I always buy more records than I sell when I go to the record show. Some little Tex-Mex rock and roll. Joe King Carrasco.
I have a copy of that.
And it's on Lisa Records.
Yeah, that's a local label.
Joe King Carrasco, Border Town.
Nice.
His band was called The Crowns. Joe King Carrasco and The Crowns. Tex-Mex rock and roll.
Yeah, but he had that hit song that was kind of new wavy.
Yeah,
he was kind of a new wave Tex-Mex. Used accordion in a lot of his music.
It's that song, Party Weekend. It's a party. Party weekend.
Yeah.
I've had a few
and also
7-inch records.
Withers I wasn't familiar with.
I've never seen
Warm
that.
and Naked and Warm. Bill Withers. I don't
That's a later.
want to
Bill
see
Withers.
Bill Withers naked.
Yeah, I don't think Bill Withers
And,
put out a bad record.
David Grisman. There's Here Today, which is kind of a super group. David Grisman, Herb Peterson, Vince Gill, Jim Buchanan, and Emery Gordy Jr. on Rounder. And the last one, some Piedmont blues from Virginia. John Jackson, Step It Up and Go on Rounder.
Cool. I like Rounder as a label. They, they put out stuff that otherwise I think
thought I'd share those.
Yeah, I picked up a Sun Ra record on Rounder.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. So I have a serious question, and I'd like
Rounder is a great label.
All right, last thing. What's your serious question?
Yeah. So I've been struggling with trying to sell some records of my own, and I don't have a PayPal account. I've never sold online. I've never done an auction online except for the ones that I sort of just co-piloted with Mazzy and you, Rob. But there's a store here in town that the guy's a great guy. He'll sell on consignment. He keeps 30%. I don't have to do any of the pricing. I don't have to do any of the packaging. And I finally took 3 boxes of records over to him the other day, and he's already sold a bunch of them. And it feels to me like a great solution. I mean, 30%, it's a little more than Discogs, but it saves me all of that labor. I don't know. What does that seem crazy?
No, not at all. If you're going to move a bunch of
sell
records,
them on commission for you.
Yeah, he sells them on. He keeps 30%, and I get 70. And he priced them.
Oh yeah,
I had priced him, and he went back and repriced them. He said he moved some of my prices up and some down, but at any rate, yeah.
Hey, that's a good deal. You don't do any of the work. You just bring them the records.
Exactly.
Exactly. 70% of the sales to a guitar store, and he takes 40%.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'll tell you the punchline, which Rob will love, is he took all of the sleeves that I had made little stickers on and discarded them for his own sleeves. Without stickers.
You know what, Dr. Robert, that guy's a genius.
Yeah, I knew you'd appreciate it.
Did you think it would be otherwise?
I have sold them in stores, and I've come back and found them, and my stickers are still on them. So
my favorite though is the guy up in Tacoma, who his girlfriend wrote his name on his records, and then he opened up a record store 10 years later, and his own records with his name that his fucking girlfriend wrote on them kept circling through his store.
Because his girlfriend sold his records?
The girlfriend, he came home one day and his girlfriend had written his name on his records, which is fucked up because it means she's getting ready to break up with him. And she wrote his name on his fucking records.
This is one of Jim's 10 stories he tells people.
That's got to be the greatest record store story ever.
That's a mean one.
And then the guy opens up a record store and his own records keep cycling through with his fucking name on them.
I bought a record that I used to own in a half-price books once. I bought what was it? I can't remember. But when I opened the record up, it had my ticket stub taped inside the record.
Wow.
I knew a real estate agent who played keyboards, and I went into a yard sale one time, and there was a Lee Michaels record, keyboard player, and it had the name of this realtor on it. So I called the guy up. And I said, "Hey, man, are you the kind of asshole that writes his name on his Lee Michaels record?" And he goes, "I might be." And it was his fucking record that I found at a yard sale in North Hollywood.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that Lee Michaels was down on all fours with his head caught in a fence and no pants on.
No, that's not.
When the basis of your friendship is reciting your stupid jokes back to each other, there's a problem.
I don't see a problem.
And I were walking down the road together. We come across a sheep with the sheep had its head stuck.
All right, we're going to end the stream on a horrible bad note.
On the back of the sheep, was there a leprechaun?
No, come on. Now you're conflating
all right, guys.
Hey, everybody, go watch Elliot's video when you're done here.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me. Tune in later today as I do a preview video from the auction on Sunday.
Bad
Thank
joke.
you.
Hasta la
Yeah.
vista.
Enjoyed it.
Hasta
Enjoyed
la
the visit,
vista.
Rob,
Thank
Dr. Robert, Harry,
Cheers, Elliot.
Jim.
Cheers. Take care, guys.